Good day, and welcome to another broadcast of the Business Growth Summit 101. Today is the fifth day, and I want to say that we have achieved a whole lot over the last 4 days, today being the fifth day. Today, again, promises to be a very exciting day. We are going to be looking at a number of important issues. We're going to be talking about, helping you to understand more about the pull factors of sales communication. We will be talking about the business value proposition 101 and what it means to you and the success of your business. And we also have Dr. Shakira, who will be talking to us today about the importance of starting small, why you should start small. So, over the last week, we have covered a whole lot in terms of getting you prepared for business and getting you started in business. And I trust that you would have taken notes. Those programs that we would have done, you can find them on LinkedIn, you can find them on YouTube, you can find them on Facebook. So do follow us on those platforms that will enable you to have these important information for you. Now, before I get into today's program, do permit me to do some housekeeping. My name is Gary Thompson, as most of you will know by now. I am the representative for two operations. One is Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York and 10X B&M LLC out of New York. Now, we have started these operations for particular reasons. One, we see many businesses get started, but they struggle year after year to access the much needed capital to grow, scale, and make impact. So, this is one of the reasons why we have started this operation to ensure that we are working with businesses, to ensure that we are helping those businesses that are serious about doing business to get access to the much needed capital, meaning debt, equity, credit, creative financing, and hard money lending. Now, this is not the beginning and the end because we have also seen that very often when you access capital, it becomes a bad debt. And the last thing that we want to do is to position our clients to access capital and that debt becomes a bad debt. So we provide additional services to you. We will work with you to help you to understand the various financial portfolios that is necessary for you to understand. We work with you to help you to understand the right financial mix that you should be selecting for your business type. We work with you to ensure that you truly understand how to leverage the debt so as to ensure that it becomes a positive performing cash flow, you know. And last but not least, we work with you to ensure that you understand debt mitigation. It is in debt mitigation that you really understand how to manage your debt life cycle and how to manage the debt cost so you have more control over your debt. There's a whole lot about managing monies that we are seeing people do not understand. The average person buys a debt and believes that the financial institutions are in control. The financial institution provides you with information that allows you to be better debtors, but you don't have the information perhaps because you're not focusing enough on gathering the information. Our role is to ensure that you're better clients to the financial institution. So when you take debt from financial institution, you're able to pay it back on time, pay it back earlier. So the financial institution wants to do more business with you, largely because you are a responsible debtor. So we have built out this entire ecosystem to ensure that rising stars in business, you're given the kind of support that you need to win in business. Along with this, we have the 10X B&M LLC that really helps you to understand the foundation of branding and marketing. And Jed today will talk a little bit about how to build your brand to achieve 4 points of impact. He will give you a sneak preview into that. And tomorrow we'll do that deep dive into what all of this means. But on this platform, we really helps you to understand how to build out your business in such a way to have impact at four different levels of your organization. And then we walk you through a process that talks about brand visibility, brand reach, brand impact, brand conversion, and beyond brand conversion, we talk to you a whole lot on this system about how to build confidence, trust, and credibility in the eyes of the consumers, in the eyes of the public. So, the ecosystem that we're going to be providing to you for you to grow and scale in business is absolutely necessary. So, that was just some housekeeping on today's platform. Now, what I want to do, I want to talk a little bit today about the pull factors of sales communication. All right, the pull factors of sales communication. Why is that necessary? Why is that necessary? But again, just before I get into this today's program, I want to talk a little bit about, you know, a story I've heard many years ago that stood with me. And the stories between a sharp axe and a dull axe. And a very famous person have told this story and have written this story. In business, you want to be smart. In business, you want to be smart. The choices that you're going to be making can give you two results. It can lead you to swim in shark infested water, or it can lead you to cruise on the luxury yacht. So I want you to really think about this as I go into the story. Are you building your business in such a way where you're going to be swimming in shark infested waters? Or are you building your business in such a way that enables you to cruise on that luxury executive yacht? Now, Abraham Lincoln, who was the 16th president of the United States of America, and he lived between 1861 and 1865. He made a a very powerful statement. And he said, if you have a tree to cut down and you have the axe that is dulled, you should never start cutting that tree down right away. You have an hour to cut the tree down. You perhaps should spend the first 4 to 5 minutes sharpening your axe and the last 15 minutes to cut the tree down. And I want to link this back to the story I said earlier on. You see, when you take the time and sharpen the axe, and that's to ensure that you have the information that is necessary to be successful in business, you're able to cut down that tree faster. You're able to achieve the vision, the goals that you have for yourself much easier. So, what Abraham Lincoln is saying here, you could avoid swimming in shark infested water when your axe is sharp. You see, when your axe is sharp and you have the information, you're now able to cruise in your executive yacht, in your luxury yacht, because you have the information that can help you navigate the rough terrains of doing business. So, as we go into today's story, I really want you to reflect on these very short story that I gave. Are you swimming? Are you starting business and position yourself to swim in shark infested water? Or are you starting the business and you're positioning yourself to cruise in that luxury yacht, that executive yacht? Because you have the information. You have the information. So I'm going to do a deep dive into information that I think you should have that will enable you to cruise in your luxury yacht all the way to success. You may recall in starting this program, we talk a lot about the pull factors of sales. We talk about our sales communication process. And the sales communication process stands on four important pillars. And I'm going to quickly go through those pillars. To be effective in sales is vital because your business ultimately depends on your ability to communicate your value proposition to the ideal client in a manner that enables you to command attention, pique interest, arouse desire, and move that client's into action where you're now able to make impact. So, what I'm about to get into is very, very important. So, you must understand the concept that we call the sales process. You must understand the concept that we call the communication process. It is necessary for you to understand the pull factors of sales communication and the push factors of sales communication. Today, I'm going to spend some time helping you to understand some of the benefits of using the pull factors of sales communication. So, I'm going to give you four important reasons why you should be using the sales communication process. And in particularly here, we talk about the pull factors of sales communication. And I will go through four benefits of leveraging our pull factors of sales communication. One of the benefits is that the pull factors of sales communication provides absolute biodata. All right. It provides absolute biodata. Now, if you recall, a few days ago, Allure and Jay Thompson alluded to this concept that we call the absolute biodata. And the absolute biodata again stands on four important pillars. You need to understand the importance of market research. There are different types of research. I'll talk about that shortly. But you need to also understand what is demographic data, psychographic data, and geographic data. And this is not only important, but working with Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York is very important. Now, when we talk of absolute biodata, we're talking about research. And the type of research that I want to share with you is that any client that is working with us, we're able to give you exposure to a client database of over 15 million companies and 40 million CEOs, corporate executives. So, because of the absoluteness and the research that we are doing, the absolute biodata, we are now able to help our client to get access to this data. And of course, to be successful in business, you don't need 15 million, but I'm saying to you that we can get you, our clients, access to 15 million companies, all right, and over 40 million top executives for those companies. So you don't only know the company name, you know who are the executives, you have their contact details, and you're able to make contact with them. So when we talk of having an absolute biodata, this is exactly what we are talking about. So you're not going to do marketing with a blindfold over your eyes. You have a clear mental picture of what you're getting into, and you have a clear mental picture as to how to read the biodata and leverage this biodata to your advantage. So one of the advantage in leveraging our sales communication process is that it is able to give you this type of information. And in working with us at Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York, we are able to position our clients to get access to over 15 million companies and over 40 million corporate executives. So that's one benefit. The second advantage in leveraging our sales communication process is that it is a superior sales communication process. It is a superior sales communication process. And why do I say it is a superior sales communication process? Because of some of what I said earlier. You see, specific demographic targeting does not get any better than this. And let me explain this, because perhaps I might not have been as specific enough. The absolute buyer data, it is saying that you has someone who's involved in sales communication. You want to take the time to really understand your target market based on demographic, psychographic, and geographic. And what I'm saying to you is that using the sales communication process as proposed by Pitch Deck 101 LLC does not allow anyone to get more demographic specific as you set out to target your market. And let me just break this down a little bit. When we talk about getting demographic specific, we're saying to you it's not enough to say that you're targeting pharmaceutical companies because there are subsectors in this area also. You may have pharmaceutical manufacturers, you may have pharmaceutical distributors, you may have pharmaceutical retailers and wholesalers, they may have pharmacists. So you want to be specific here. Because of the size of our database and because of the seriousness that we invest in the absolute biodata, we are able to identify or help you identify your target market with clinical precision. What does that mean? Because you're able to identify your target market with more clinical precision, it gives you a greater chance to be successful in business. So when Abraham Maslow, the great leaders of the United States of America, is talking about your axe being sharp, this is what they're talking about. When it comes to the sales communication process, how sharp is your axe to enable you to identify your target market with clinical precision and position your products and services in front of them in a way that truly command attention, pique interest, arouses eye, and move your client into action that gives you the highest chance to make impact with that target audience. So the absolute biodata that is being proposed to you, it is built out to ensure that you're able to win with all of the above that I've just talked about. I'm going to give you a third advantage in leveraging our sales communication process and using our sales communication process to build up your business visibility, to build up your business reach, to build up your business impact and client conversion. The third benefit in using our program is that it is a superior client retention sales process. Now, why is this a superior client retention sales process? You listened to Allure Thompson spoke about this earlier in this week. But why am I saying that the sales communication process has proposed by Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York is a superior client retention sales process? And let me get into this. We're saying that it is a superior client retention sales process largely because you now understand your target market based on the biodata. And because you understand your target market based on these biodata markers, you are now able to innovate products and services. You're now able to build out your value proposition. You're now able to fix a problem based on the facts that you have the biodata marker of your client. And because you truly understand your clients based on the biodata marker, you are now innovating with a clear mental picture of what are their needs, what are their wants, and what are their expectations. So you're now able to build your value proposition and fix the problem based on the biodata marker. So here is where you get your superpower. They say knowledge is power, but because you're able to apply this body of knowledge, it gives you your superpower that really enables you to optimize your conversion rate of the client, because you know your client based on the biodata marker. All right. So in leveraging our sales communication process, the sales communication process has proposed by Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. It will give you a tremendous competitive advantage, particularly so when our consultants are working with you to help you move your business forward. The last thing that I want to say on this particular point before I get into some of the other biodata markers, I want to talk about the importance of market research and data analytics. You see, there's so many businesses that are starting today, and there is zero market research. There is zero data analytics. And Jed will talk about this shortly, in the brief. Your business is likely to fail if you don't have the market intelligence. Your business is likely to fail if you don't have the market intelligence. So let me go a little bit into the absolute biodata uh, analytics. We're talking here about market research and data analytics. You may recall that earlier in this week, Allure Thompson and Jay Thompson, they spoke about speculative data analytics. And of course, this is a concept that we would have developed largely because of what we're seeing taking place in the marketplace. Many rising stars in business, you start the business, but you're speculating about who's your target market. You're speculating about what is the needs of your target market. You're speculating about what are their dreams and their hopes and their aspirations. And when you are not being successful because of a speculation that is being leveraged as an expert opinion in business, you row with everyone else except yourself. So we're saying that, and Alur did explain this, there's advantages and disadvantages when you're leveraging speculative data. Yes, you're going to be able to sit in your office and you're going to be able to come up with an expert opinion, how expert that is, on your ideal client and their needs and their wants and their expectations and their dreams and their hopes and their aspiration. But the expert opinion is based on absolutely no data. So you're likely to fail. So there's no KPIs. So you need to throw that approach to business startup out of the window. You need to throw it out of the window. So we come now to what we call the secondary data analytics. And you need data. All right. It was established earlier in this week that secondary data is reliable and unreliable. Secondary data, when it is updated in the information being provided, it is reliable. So this can reduce your cost of doing business. It can increase the speed of information, accelerate the speed of innovation and delivery of products and services because you have data that is reliable. So it has some advantages. But you can't depend on secondary data if that secondary data is informing your business decision and the secondary data is outdated. There are massive changes that is taking place locally, regionally, and internationally. And in business, if you're not aware of these changes, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure. So you need to ensure that you have data that is accurate, that is up to date, and it's reliable. In business, you need to be data driven. This is what's going to enable you to win in business. And again, our sales communication process is based on these buyer data markers. We know that when you have this type of information, you're truly positioned to make better business decisions. You're able to be the proactive leader in business, the proactive leader that is able to think ahead, see beyond the problems, and take informed action to achieve a desired results. Without data, you cannot be the proactive leader that you need to be in business. The type of leader that can be the global thinkers, the social actors, and the transformational leaders in business. We have designed these programs because we want you to win in business. The last concept I'm going to come to here on the market research is what we call the primary data analytics. Now, most people shy away from primary market research because it is capital intensive. But I would say to people that the cost is justifiable. And again, it don't have to be capital intensive when you know what you're doing. There's some shortcuts around this. But let me get into this just a little bit. Primary market research has tremendous advantage because you're going to the ground, you're getting your feet wet, you're getting information about the ideal client, and it is not just about the information gathering. Again, when you do market research and you do it right, you're able to immediately from this research identify who is and is not your ideal client. And you're able to start building out a reliable, accurate database of potential users. And when you know what you're doing in market research, you can go to this market with a consumer, a subscriber list. We immediately can build that out into what we call a sales funnel. Are you aware that you can actually start selling products long before you start selling you produce that product? I'm going to get into all of that at another date. But you should never underestimate primary market data analytics, primary market research, and the significant role that this can play in enhancing your business potential to grow and scale. And I'm going to give you a tip because I want to reverse the myth that primary market research is capital intensive. Yes, it can be, but are there innovative, creative approaches that you can leverage to bring down the cost of primary market research? Step one, are you a people person? If you're a people person, you have a community of people that is willing to support your vision, you can pull together a team of 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 persons, and you're going to say, listen, I need some volunteers. And you have a team of volunteers with your questionnaires going out day after day to help you to gather information. So if you have 100 persons and they talk with 10 persons per day, guess what? You just have a database of 1,000 potential consumers. They repeat this 5 days, you now have access to 5,000 potential consumers. They continue this for a month, you have access. So I've just given you a formula that enables you to leverage primary market research with volunteerism and significantly bring down the cost of getting accurate market intelligence to move your business forward. The more information you have about your ideal clients, it puts you in a position of strength to innovate products, to innovate services, to be able to target your ideal client with more clinical precision. And that's what's going to enable you to win. That is what will enable you to win. All right, there's so much that I have to go through here today, but in the interest of time, I trust that you enjoy this bit. I still haven't gone into demographic data analytics and psychographic data analytics and the geographic data analytics, which is vital for you in business. You want to win in business? Take the guesswork out of business. Take it completely out of the business process. Bring yourself to that position where you are data driven. Allure spoke about the importance of being data driven. Jade spoke about the importance of being data driven. All right, so take the speculation out of doing business when you want to be successful. So I will stop here for now, and perhaps I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end. But I have a super, super young lady who is a real estate investor. She has a doctorate in pharmacy also, pharmacist also, and she will talk to us today about starting small. All right. And her name is no other than Dr. Shakira. Dr. Shakira, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome at the top of the world. All right, so I must say again, it's great to have you here. And today, you always bring valuable shares to this platform. Today, I know you want to talk to businesses about, starting small and starting somewhere, but starting in the right way. So I now want to pass control over to you um, to introduce your talking points for today. Shakira, all to you.
Thank you. I just want to say that was a great talk. You talked about market research and you talked about the importance of data. And so my name is Shakira. I am a real estate investor. What I do is I help you build wealth through real estate investing. Please excuse my background. I'm actually on my way to an investment property as we speak. However, I did want to come in for a short time to let you know the importance of starting small. So it's important to start small. The reason being is if you were to start with a 100 unit apartment building, there is a cost for that. And the reason why I want to tell you is because there are gurus out here that are selling you a dream. And so we are not selling you a dream here. We really desire for you to elevate. The dream that is being sold is that you can start large. You can start with apartment buildings. And the gurus are charging like around $20,000. But what they aren't telling you is that that 100 unit apartment building, it costs around $1 million. And so you have to pay a down payment. Your down payment is generally 20%, sometimes 25%. So for instance, take $1 million and take 20% of $1 million. So what do you come up with? You come up with $200,000. $200,000 is the down payment that you need to bring to get that 100 unit apartment complex. So I just want you to be aware of that because you are going to encounter gurus who are going to sell your dream and they are not going to tell you the important information that you need to know. So I am going to tell you. So generally, it is better to start out small. Starting out small, um, it allows you to get the things that you can afford and still get cash flow. Now, it's best to start out with a 2 unit or a 3 unit or a 4 unit. The reason being is that you have one roof and you have, when something goes wrong, you only have one. You have one roof, for example. That's with a 2 unit, a 3 unit, or a 4 unit. However, there's nothing wrong with starting out with a single family. Even though a 2 unit, 3 unit, or 4 unit is better, having a 1 unit is better than having nothing at all. So, some other options out there would be doing something like buying a 1 unit with 5 bedrooms, for example. The more bedrooms you have, the more money you're going to make. A 5 bedroom is going to make more than a 4 bedroom, which will make more than a 3 bedroom, which will make more than a 2 bedroom, which will make more than a 1 bedroom. So you want to pay attention to the number of bedrooms when you purchase your units. So you could go with a single family, even though, like I said, a two family would be better. Two family, a 2 unit, 3 unit, or 4 unit would be better. So a single unit is better than nothing at all. So, say for example, you are young and you don't have a family. Everyone is in different situations. So, if you're young, you could do something what is called house hacking. What you do is you live in the home yourself. You're in a 5 bedroom and you're renting out the other 4 bedrooms. So, can you imagine the compound effect of that? Renting out to 4 other people. So, say for example, you are more mature and you have no interest in living with anyone else, or you have a family. So, in that instance, you could still get a property, but just pay attention to the number of units, preferably getting the highest number of bedrooms possible so that you can get the highest cash flow. All right. So I just wanted to come in real briefly and let you know the importance of starting small. You're going to have to be able to pay that mortgage. So, say you were to go for that 100 unit apartment complex starting out. So, not only would you have to come up with that 200,000 down payment, you're going to have to pay for that monthly mortgage until you can get the tenants into the property. So, starting small, just make sure that you can afford that monthly mortgage until you're able to get the tenants in. So, it's going to take anywhere from 3 weeks up to 6 months to find a tenant. So, usually it is more in that mid range of 3 weeks to 3 months to find a tenant. So, just make sure that you are able to afford that mortgage before you have your tenant in place. So that is the importance of starting small, and then you work your way up. You start small with a single family or the duplex, and then you work your way up, and then eventually, yes, you will be owning apartment buildings if that is your desire. And so I just wanted to come in real briefly to let you know that importance, that we are sincere here. We are not here to sell you any dreams. We really desire for you to succeed. So my name is Shakira. I am a real estate investor, and thank you for having me on the show.
Wow, that was a great share, Dr. Shakira. And I just want to add a little bit to what you would have said. The power of starting small. What I take away, you may not be an expert in real estate investment. So another reason to start small is to get your feet wet and to get the experience, to get the knowledge. And as you get the knowledge from a single family unit, you now develop that into multiple family unit and so forth. And I want to just reinforce some of what you're saying, the power of starting small. And starting small doesn't mean that you are not winning, because to win in real estate is to understand how to play the game to win the game. So you want to buy real estate perhaps below market price, and you want to own that 1 unit for a period of time. And what happens there? You have asset appreciation. Now, with asset appreciation, you can now take out a HELOC against that asset. Being able to take out the HELOC from that asset, it means now the home equity line of credit can now go into exactly the second stage of your investment portfolio, where you are now taking out that HELOC and you're now putting it into a duplex or a fourplex, that is going to set the stage to give you some more money. So there are a number of ways to win, and of course, there are tremendous wisdom in starting small. All right, because you can start as small of what with putting down, $6,000, $9,000 into getting started into real estate investment. And if you do not know how, I encourage you to reach out to us at Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. Go to our website, which is pitchdeck101.org, and navigate that website. Use the telephone numbers, make contact with us. And if you scroll to the bottom of the screen, you will also see the social medias platform that we are on. Make contact with us. Follow us on those platforms. We will be happy to, book a consultation with you to get you started into real estate, and give you the right information. Access to capital is not a problem. We are working with a number of financial experts. We are collaborating with a number of financial institutions out of New York to ensure that we can help you get access to the much needed funds to start your investment portfolio within the shortest possible time. So thanks again, Shakira. That was a powerful share. And as usual, I always enjoy your shares. All right. What I will do, I will go for a short commercial break, and then I'll come right back with Jade Thompson. And he will be talking to us today about one aspect of your business value proposition, which is necessary for you to know about. We at Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York, we have started this signature project titled the Business Growth Summit 101 that will give you a step-by-step guide in terms of how to start a U.S. business, how to scale that U.S.-based business, and how to cash flow from a position of strength. So we encourage you to join us on a daily basis as we take you through this journey of starting and scaling your business. One, you get to understand the sales process, the communication process, the pull factors of sales communication, and the push factors of sales communication. The success of every business ultimately rests on the shoulder of your sales processes. Business Growth Summit 101 in 2023 will give you the blueprint on how to build and apply this sales communication process to truly optimize the growth and cash flow potential of your business. So we encourage you to join us on a daily basis and learn how to apply these practical tools to growing and scaling your brands. Okay, welcome back to the fifth day of Business Growth Summit. And I really trust that you're taking away a lot of value from the programs that we have designed for you. As I said yesterday, and I'm going to say today, if we're giving all of this information to you free, can you imagine what we're going to do for our clients? We are here to provide service above cash flow because we want to ensure that you win in business. Now, without further delay, I have another talented young man in the studio here today. His name is Jade Thompson, and he will be talking to us about the Business Value Proposition 101. Now, I just want to give a brief overview of what he's about to start talking about. Traditionally, when you're starting a business, your value proposition is all about how to cash flow your business. Nothing wrong with this. But what we see is that when this is your primary focus, other area of your business is significantly underdeveloped, is compromised because of this. So Jed will be touching base on the 4 points of impact, and he will go into one area of impact to really help you to understand how to build out your business value proposition. Jed, welcome. Great to have you here.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. So I pass control straight over to you.
All right, no problem. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the fifth day of the Business Growth Summit 101. My name is Jay Thompson, and I am the branding and marketing specialist for Pitch Deck 101 and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York. And today I want to talk about a very interesting topic, which is the Business Value Proposition 101. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because we have did some research. We had Pitch Deck 101 and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC. We have seen that 20% of business startup will fail in the first year. 50% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, and 30% of business startups survive the business life cycle. And what this is clearly showing is that 70% of businesses are failing, and I have that solution. Because we at Pitch Deck 101 and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York have created a very unique program which is titled the Business Value Proposition 101. And the Business Value Proposition 101 stands on 8 important pillars that you must be aware of. One, you must be aware of the value proposition game plan, the brand visibility game plan, the brand reach game plan, the brand impact game plan, the brand conversion game plan, and the brand confidence, trust, and credibility game plan. And these are the 8 pillars that you should be aware of. But today I want to talk about the first pillar, which is the value proposition game plan. Because I believe that this is the foundation of every business. And the business value proposition talks about understand the 4 strategic points of impact. Because what we see is that most people, they may think that your value proposition is just to cash flow or to impact your target market, but it goes much more deeper than that. It talks about how you're going to impact your workforce, how are you going to impact your target markets, how are you going to impact the general public, and how are you going to impact the business cash flow potential business. But today I want to talk about how to impact the workforce. And as I go into this, I want you to think of 2 things. I want you to think of the compassionate leader and the leader that lacks compassion. Because what we see is that most new business owners, they get excited in doing business. So what they do, they hire employees and they tell them to go and do their work for them. And then guess what? Time goes by and they see that their workforce is demotivated. There is less productivity. And if there is a demotivated workforce, there will be absenteeism and staff turnover. And why is this happening? This is because you fail to understand the needs and the wants and the expectations of your workforce. And this is like a leader that lacks compassion because you fail to understand you fail to understand the systems that you can put in place to nurture a highly motivated workforce, to increase productivity, and to reduce absenteeism and staff turnover. But you want to be the leader that has compassion. You want to be the compassionate leader. In business, you always want to be the compassionate leader, a leader that thinks ahead. He sees beyond problems and he takes informed action to influence desired results. You want to be the passionate leader that thinks ahead of the health and sustainability of your business and the welfare of your staff. Now, here's where I come to this example, because we see what happened with businesses when COVID-19 has struck. Employees, they were forced to lay off and businesses were forced to shut down. And guess what? This puts the employees in a very tight spot where they can't support themselves, nor they can't support their family. But guess what? You as the compassionate leader, you want to think ahead of systems that you can put in place to fix this problem. You want to be the compassionate leader that thinks ahead about the corporate paycheck protection program. You want to be the compassionate leader that thinks ahead about the corporate cash flow protection program, and you want to be the compassionate leader that thinks ahead of the personal paycheck protection program. And this is why you want to take the time, talent, and resources to understand how to impact your workforce. And there you have it. This is one of the four strategic points of impact, or this is one of the four strategic points of impact that you want to learn, apply, and master. So if you want to know more about how to build a strong brand and how to access debt, equity, credit, hard money lending, and creative financing, feel free to go to our website, which is pitchdeck101.org, to book your free consultation. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. That was awesome. What I'm going to attempt to do here, Jed, is just to break down some of what you talk about. You talk about the impact strategy for the workforce, says to ensure that you have a highly motivated workforce that is driving productivity, driving profitability, supporting the business scale up, helping the business achieve the competitive advantage. And wow, that's so much. You also spoke about the fact that during the global pandemic that we recently had, many businesses um, were forced to close door. Many employees were laid off, and that had a devastating effect on people. I like how you link it back to proactive leadership, because in business, you want to be proactive. You want to think about the sustainability of your business, the continuity of your business, and you also want to think about the welfare of the workforce. And I love how you put all of this together. What I want to say is that, when you talk about things like the corporate cash flow protection, corporate paycheck protection, we know in the US we had the PPP program, and you talk about the, personal paycheck protection. These sounds like capital intensive projects. But I'm happy to say to you that we at Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York and 10X B&M LLC, we have done a very comprehensive study of this. And what if I say to you that you can set all of these systems up and they are not money takers, but they are set up in such a way that they're income producing assets? And this is one of the reasons why I continue to say, if at your strategic level of organization, you don't have the right financial experts to help you dovetail these initiatives, not as a tool that is taking money out of the company, but as a platform that can help you to generate massive amount of, income, while at the same time protecting the cash flow of the organization, your future cash flow of the organization, and protecting the welfare of your team. Just think about this. If you're to propose to your team that you have this welfare program that is crisis shock, all right, crisis proof, sorry, how motivated you think they're going to be to give you all that they have to grow and scale your operation? And that's what Jade is talking about. We're happy to say that we have built out this ecosystem to really help businesses to truly understand how to develop that corporate cash flow protection. So, in a crisis or not, you know how to cushion the effects of this, how to develop your paycheck protection. So, while you may have a government PPP program, what if you're able to have these structures built into the organization so you are not 101% dependent on the government system to help you withstand the shock? You want to be proactive. You want to think ahead, see beyond problems, and take informed action to achieve desired results. And one of the desired results that you want to achieve in business is to figure out how to make your business sustainable regardless of foreign or local shocks that can affect your business. So, Jed, I just can't wait to hear you expand on this concept some more. And I think it's a lot of valuable information that we are giving to the public. And of course, what Jed spoke about today is only one of the impact strategy. In building your business out, as you focus on the business value proposition, you want to build that business value proposition out in such a way where you're having large than life impact on your workforce, and you will have having large than life impact on your consumers, and you have enlarged than life impact on the public. Again, I would say very often you might say you want to say that your general public is not your target market, but do we use influencers from the public to help promote our brands? We will talk about that as time progresses. It is necessary. Can you get a general public to be part of your referral team that is referring consumers to come and use your business? Yes, you can. So you want to ensure that you build your brand out in such a way to have a positive appeal on public opinion. And last, you talk about how to impact the business cash flow. And I'm going to talk briefly about this because, again, what we see is that very often you are successfully able to drive the cash flow of your business. But what happens after this? You have your profit sits dormant and inflation is taking place. Is there a smarter way to put your excess liquidity to work? And if not, why not? Again, here is where having the right financial experts on your team, they can help you identify safe portfolios, income producing assets that instead of your excess liquidity sits dormant, depreciating, it is being put to work where it is asset accumulating, where the spending power of your excess liquidity continues to increase. You want to win in business. I want to encourage you to reach out to us at Pitch Deck 101 LLC to learn these unique systems that we're going to be giving to you to really help you and equip you to win in business. All right. You can win in business. You need the right information. You know, Abraham Lincoln again talks about the sharp axe. Are you the dull axe or the sharp axe that is going to cut that tree down? Are you building your business to swim in shark infested water when you can build your business in such a way that enables you to be the type of entrepreneur who can cruise in your executive yacht, who can cruise in your luxury yacht, because you take the time to sharpen your axe, to play the game of business, so you're able to win across the board. So you have a choice to make, all right? If you want the support from a company, a group of consultants who have spent years investigating the process of how to drive your business success, I encourage you to reach out to us at Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York and 10X B&M LLC. I want to encourage you to go to our website, which is pitchdeck101.org. You will see our contact numbers there. Make contact with us. We'll be happy to talk to you, give you a free consultation, and peruse that website so you can learn more about what we are doing. You can scroll to the bottom of that website. You can see our social media platform. I want you to follow us on YouTube, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us across the social media platform, so you will be the first to get these information that we are bringing to you on a regular basis. All right. You can win in business, but you need to set up your business properly. All right. So tomorrow we're going to do another deep dive into the value proposition and a whole lot more that we're going to be bringing to you tomorrow. We have spent the last hour here with you, and I trust you would have enjoyed. Time did not permit me to do a further deep dive into the sales communication process, but I want to assure you that there's so much of information that we have stored up for you. All right. If this platform is not allowing you to get all the information that you want, I want to encourage you to make contact with us. All right. make contact with us. So you'll be able to get the information that you need. Now, when you look at the screen, you will see our website. You will also see three of our contact numbers. Feel free to contact us via those numbers. We will be so happy to talk with you. So I just want to do a quick recap of today's program. Today, we started off our discussion by looking at the pull factors of sales. We look at the sales communication process. And if you're in business and you do not have a strong sales team, your sales process, your business is going to be significantly, compromised. The business potential to cash flow will be compromised. So we looked at that. We also had Dr. Shakira, who also talked to us about starting small. She looked at real estate portfolio. And she gave us a step by step concept in terms of what is a single family unit and what it takes to start as a single family unit and how to build your way up to a multi-family unit in terms of real estate investment. We also had Jade, who spoke about the business value proposition 101. He clearly established that the foundation of every business should be built on four principles of impact. You want to impact the workforce, you want to impact the consumer, your ideal clients, you want to impact the public, and you want to impact the business cash flow. A lot of what we're talking about here today, especially when it comes to leveraging the excess liquidity of your business, we see this as a new approach in terms of doing business. And we are happy to say, based on years of research, years of studies, because we are actively involved in the investment portfolios, we are happy to bring these new innovative approaches to really help the entrepreneur to cash flow maximize. All right. So that gives a brief overview of what we looked at today. I trust you would have enjoyed in today's program. And we do this again tomorrow, Saturday. Tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to be doing a deep dive into what exactly is this business value proposition. Jay talked about visibility. The visibility is not reach. You may be visible, but are you reaching the ideal client? Reach is not impact. To make impact, you need to understand your target market. So we're going to do a little deep dive into all of this to really help you to understand, how to optimize your visibility, reach, impact, and client conversion. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for being with us today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Starting a US-based business can give you a tremendous competitive advantage. Why? You're able to access a very large market in excess of 333 million consumers. You're able to access technology, and also you're able to access a diversified financial portfolio, meaning debt, equity, credit, creative financing, and hard money lending. We at Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York, we have started this signature project titled the Business Growth Summit 101 that will give you a step-by-step guide in terms of how to start a US business, how to scale that US-based business, and how to cash flow from a position of strength. So we encourage you to join us on a daily basis as we take you through this journey of starting and scaling your business. Our sales communication process stands on four important pillars. One, you get to understand the sales process, the communication process, the pull factors of sales communication, and the push factors of sales communication. The success of every business ultimately rests on the shoulder of your sales processes. Business Growth Summit 101 in 2023 will give you the blueprint on how to build and apply this sales communication process to truly optimize the growth and cash flow potential of your business. So we encourage you to join us on a daily basis and learn how to apply these practical tools to growing and scaling your brands.